Hello dear traders, this is Vasilis from forexingreece.com and this is my educational forex technical analysis for the week starting the 12th of September. I will start my analysis with the announcement of my decision to stop producing those videos every week and updating my blog and calling the trades. And I came to this decision after 2 years. I have been doing this for 2 years every weekend. And it is about time now for me to move on. I am moving to a shorter time frame. I will want to learn how to scalp the market, and I want to do it only on the Euro USD. And since I will not be trading the other pairs, I will strictly stick to the Euro USD based on the system that is taught by George Smith. And somehow I think that it is more relaxed because you don't keep the trades open, and at the end of the day all the trades are closed, so you don't have to carry your losses for weeks or months as I'm doing now, because when you trade from the longer time period, you certainly avoid the intraday noise, but on the other hand you lose those up and down swings that take place every day. The euro, for instance, can have an ATR, an average true range of 70 pips, meaning that from the top to the bottom of the day it moves 70 pips, and it can start at a certain price and close at exactly the same price and move 2-3 times up and down, maybe 20, 30, 40 pips each time. And I don't have the opportunity, or at least I did not have the opportunity to take advantage of those moves. It certainly requires a completely different approach to the market. You stay focused on your charts for a limited period of time, maybe 2-3 hours, and you take 2-3 trades every time, and this is enough. And now let's go back and see what the statistic tool has to show. Of course, I will keep my email, so in case you want to ask anything, or you want the indicators, or whatever you think you would like to tell me or ask me, feel free to do it. I will be here. I will keep this email, the Forex in Greece email, and I will also keep the site which has the contact form, but I will not be updating the site and the trades. So now let's go back to our statistic tool, and as we can see, we had very limited moves. During the week we had more important moves, but on Friday, Thursday and Friday, those moves corrected, and we ended up with the GBP JPY being the mover of the week with minus 206 pips. You can see last week it was 435, 213 before, and this is what I was telling, that at any time this could change. Those JPY pairs were a little bit tricky, and particularly this week we can see that the JPY is the winner. So all those pairs started moving lower again, and it was a little bit, as I said, tricky. Now let's see the euro, 60 pips, the USD lost 26, the GBP lost 67, 117 of profit for the JPY. Nothing important took place. We didn't have any announcement from Japan, but nevertheless, maybe it was some profit taking from the week before. Australian dollar minus 72, Canadian 81, CHF 24, and New Zealand 46. And as I said, GBP JPY 206, and the other pairs you can see with 70, 80, even this one is a little bit moving, 158 pips of profit. I don't know again why we had this move here. It's not backed up by any fundamentals, let's say. Of course, if we combine the losses of the Australian dollar and the profits of the euro, we end up with something a little bit lower than this, but nevertheless, as I said, for this particular pair there was nothing really taking place. and the USD JPY lost 137, USD CAD 59. And now let's go and move and see each pair separately. Euro USD, the pair closed with a profit of 75 pips. We can see it started here the week with the pair being trading below the EMAs, and then on Tuesday we had the ISM non-manufacturing PMI that was worse than expected, and this pushed the pair higher. Since traders are considering bad news for the USD as a reason for Mrs. Yellen to not increase the interest rate for the United States at the end of September at the next FOMC meeting. So bad news for the USD, and the pair moved higher. Then we had another up move on Thursday. We almost tested the weekly descending DeMark trend line, and we had a bounce. Price moved again all the way down to 112 to finally close at 112.30. I think that the pressure on the pair remains. Technically, we are in a range between this blue support and the red resistance line. Even this one counts. This is why I had my alert line here at 114. This would be the place to react and then enter short, but the price did not have enough strength to move that high. We have lower highs, we can see it here. So I expect the pair to continue lower. Of course, it will depend on the news we will have from the States. We are expecting some during next week. Particularly on Thursday, we are going to have some retail sales, some PPI, some manufacturing index, etc. And on Friday, again, some CPI news. In case they are favorable for the USD, we will see the pair moving lower again. GBP USD, the pair closed with some 28 pips of loss. You can see how price moved above the resistance area. This was because of the ISM report. And then on Wednesday it started moving lower, and finally it closed with a loss. I think that the pressure remains. We have some news on GBP, particularly on Thursday, where the interest rate will be announced, but also during the other days. And then it's only on Monday that we don't have any news, but as of Tuesday we will have news for all pairs. And good news for the USD, bad news for the GBP will be pushing the pair lower again. This is what I expect to take place. I expect the pair to continue and retest support here. Maybe not during this week, but I think that now that we tested and we bounced from resistance, we will see the pair moving lower. For the USD, just like the other pairs we see here on Tuesday, the up move, the test of the daily resistance. Then on Thursday we have another up move. We almost tested the weekly descending DeMark and this area of resistance, and finally the collapse. On Friday we are moving towards the EMAs and support. The analysis remains the same. What I would like to see is price continuing lower, testing those levels, bouncing, and then we could try a long from now on. I'm not going to take any new trades anyway, because I will have to close all my trades and close also my trading account, because my broker stops supporting the PAM accounts, so I'm obliged to close all my trades until the end of the month. And for this reason, I'm not going to take any new trades. But if you continue trading, and then if price moves here and then bounces from here, then you can go long and collect some 100 pips of profit from the next up move. Euro JPY, the pair closed with a loss of 74 pips. You remember I was saying that I was expecting the pair to continue higher and then test this resistance area. Then the market decided that the JPY was getting stronger. As of Monday, we started seeing this decline here. This could have been a profit taking from this up move here. And then as soon as price reached 114, we see again a bounce. Price moving again back to 116 and finally closes just above the weekly ascending DeMark trend line. It's really hard to say what it will take place. My feeling is that since we have, like higher highs and higher lows, my feeling says that we should continue higher. We would like to see a JPY that is weaker and euro, not really the euro getting stronger, but the JPY weaker. And we should start seeing this up move here and a test of this line here. I'm placing my alert much higher here. If we see a break just like the one we saw in the GBP USD, so a fake breakout and then price retracing inside the range. But as I said, I think that the JPY should get weaker and all those pairs should start moving higher again. But I don't know if and when it's going to take place, this. GBP JPY, this was the mover and the loser of the week with minus 206 pips, but it looks like a logical retracement to this up move here. We see here, so this trend line is fresh, this resistance area is fresh, they were created because of this candle here, so we are not paying too much attention on them. And then we see that price retraced. It even traded almost 100 pips lower. It tested 135 and bounced, and finally it closed at 136, it moved to 137 and finally closed at 136. So I think that we will see the pair continuing lower. As I said, mainly because of a weakening JPY. This week, the game was to strengthen a little bit the JPY. Maybe it was some profit taking because of those moves, because all the JPY pairs, they were moving higher and higher. So this could be a retracement before the bounce. So my feeling is that price will continue higher and retest this area here before bouncing again. I feel that there is space for going long from here until here. As I said, I'm not going to take any trades anyway, and anyway I wouldn't trade the JPY here in the middle of the channel because price could continue in both directions before finding some support or resistance. So if you go long here and price starts moving lower, you will be facing a loss of some 500-600 pips, and if it goes in the other way, I mean if you go short and price continues higher, then you will be facing again a loss of 600 pips, 700 pips. So this is why I will be avoiding anyway the JPY, and I will not be trading from now on this account. Euro OD, the pair closed with a profit of 158 pips, mainly because of this move here on Friday. You can see how the pair started moving lower. It tested 146, was trading between 146 and 147, and then finally on Friday made this up move here and stopped exactly at the resistance and the EMAs. Technically, we are inside the range. I expect a bounce from here. I don't understand this movement here because we did not have anything positive for the euro or negative for the Australian dollar, but this is how things are. And this is a nice place for going short if you want to trade it. I think it's relatively safe to go short here, and price will bounce from this level here and continue lower. Small profits for the GBP OD that closed with a 30 pip profit, but we can see how it started by moving lower and lower and lower, and then at 173 we saw the bounce, and finally price closed at 176. We did not have any GBP or OD news on Friday, so those two moves, particularly on Thursday, we had a better than expected number from Australia. We had a trade balance that was better than expected, and nevertheless we saw price moving higher. And then Friday we saw this bounce that for me it's not supported by any fundamentals. Just like the Euro OD, I expect the pair to bounce again from current level and continue moving lower again. The pair closed with a loss of some 130 pips. We can see how as of Monday it started moving lower. We can see that it opened with a small up gap. You see where it closed and where it opened, and then it started moving lower. The JPY got stronger for some reason, and then finally after testing 101 a little bit higher, we see the bounce. And then on Thursday and Friday price moved higher, tested again the weekly descending DeMark trend line, and finally closed at 102.70. I expect the pair to continue lower. This could be profit taking, and then we see this continuation. This is a classical formation, so up move, retracement, and continuation. So I expect the pair to continue higher. I here have a long, so I will be taking profit here around 106, 107. $60 pips of profit for the pair. It started by moving lower, tested 128 and the weekly ascending DeMark trend line, and bounced to finally close exactly at the EMAs. From a technical analysis point of view, we are in the middle of the range. Certainly this is an area of resistance. We could see the pair moving lower again, but if the USD remains strong, then it should continue higher and see the reaction here next to the resistance area. This is a pair that is bounded to oil price, and if oil price is increasing, then certainly the pair will drop. And this concludes my last analysis, and let's have a look now at the news calendar for the coming week. So let's start. We see that we have GBP, the CPI, and then later Mr. Draghi is going to speak, and at the same time the German economic sentiment will be announced. And Wednesday we continue with 2 GBP news, average earnings and Clement count change. And the crude oil inventory is not very important, but since everybody is watching what the GBP is going to do, a worse than expected GBP figure will send the GBP pairs lower. Thursday, plenty of news. We start with Australia, employment change and unemployment rate. And then we have GBP news, so the official bank rate and some comments that follow those decisions. And then later in the day we have plenty of USD news, so core retail sales, PPI, Philly Fed, retail sales, unemployment claims. All these are going to affect the USD. Mrs. Yellen will be watching those numbers and will decide upon increasing or not the interest rate at the end of the month. And certainly if those numbers are positive for the USD, then we will see massive new moves, just like the one we saw with ISM manufacturing. And then on Friday, 3 more USD news, CPI, core CPI, and premium consumer sentiment. So this concludes my last analysis. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm stopping producing those videos and updating my blog. I'm moving to a lower time frame and a different approach to the market. I feel now that I'm ready to make this change, and I would like to thank you for your patience and for your support and for your comments. As I said, I will keep my site open, so the contact form is there. My email is still active and will remain active if you need any help or you would like to discuss any trading setups. And I wish you all the best and thank you once again.